Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to askNK. Today we're taking a look at some of the brand new add-ons and also amazing set of discounts that are now available on SuperHive. And for those that are looking for high quality add-ons that they can work with, that can help you in your next project or potentially help you get things done faster, then this video is for you. As today we're going to talk about some very impressive stuff and also how you can save more while getting these add-ons. And with that said, let's get right into it. Global Hair from the folks at Blendify is a pretty cool add-on that is currently available for anyone that's thinking about adding hair to their models, and these comes with 180 preset hair types that you can explore and use with your character, and this includes the male, female, stylized, and also various beard types that you can work with. And the idea behind this is for you to easily add hair onto your model with precise control of how the hair gets to be placed and also generated on various parts of the model. This is a very high quality hair tool which will definitely enhance how your character looks. This is currently doing a 30% off launch sale, which is amazing, and if you simply go over to their storefront, you'd also notice that the global HDRI, which comes with 500 plus HDRIs, is offering a 77% discount. So whether you're thinking about the HDRIs or you're looking for a beautiful hair tool that you can use to beautify your model, then of course you can come through and check this one out. The folks at Polygonic have recently announced a new asset library known as Aesthetiq Art Library, and this is a collection of over 200 hand-picked sculptures, 220 carefully curated paintings, 160 photo and posters, 80 realistic procedural materials, and so on. And the idea behind this is for artists to have access to high-quality sculptures and nice-looking paintings. And these don't just come the way they are, these are assets that you can work with and also alter, as you can create parametric bug holes, fractures, and map cracks for the sculptures, and the same thing can also be said for the painting, as you can adjust procedural paint chipping and also picture tearing. And in terms of frame generation, just in case you like to border up paintings or even the posters, you can change the frames and give them some nice look. For filters, there's a depth filter that comes with this, which can allow you control the amount of depth that you might want to layer on the sculpt or even on the poster that you're working with. So if you're looking for a good number of assets that you can use and actually make your scene come to life, then of course you might want to consider checking out the folks at Polygonic and seeing the brand new Aesthetiq, which is now currently available. At the same time, you might also want to consider checking out some of their cool stuff that they've currently released and some of the updates that are now available with some of their tools. The folks at Lizard 3D has now put together an amazing set of packs, and these packs now includes the farms and husbandry, which now comes with a set of animation for farm characters, which includes the idle animation, walk animation, and run animation, and this is currently doing a 70% off. In the same vein, we've also got the Coral Reef and Tropical Sea pack, and this also comes with a good number of sea creatures that you can work with. Just like what we've got with the farms and husbandry, this is also doing a 70% off, and the same 70% off has also been extended to the Savannah Animal pack. So if you're thinking about working with animals, characters and stuff, possibly you're looking for a good pack that you can use and do some amazing stuff, then these packs are now here and you can get them for 70%. Of course, if you just want to get the Fauna Master Pro itself, you can now have these for 60%. And we've mentioned this before, this is a big library of animal species that comes with over 150 plus animals alongside sea creatures and also insects and stuff, with a good number of parameters and cool stuff that you can work with. Mix that with the farm and husbandry, coral reef, and savanna animals, and you have yourself a big library of animal packs that you can animate, which can help bring your scene to life and tell stories easily. Sanctus is currently offering the Sanctus Viz, and this is one cool add-on that now comes with a good number of assets and also materials for anyone that is into architectural visualization, and this comes with 500 plus procedural assets and tools that you can use to create nice looking assets for your architectural visualization, with amazing assets that you can use to convert simple planes into walls, roofs, and so on. At the same time, you do have access to procedural materials which you can tweak to your art content. So whether you're looking for porcelain, fabric, concrete, plastic, plaster, metal, glass, or even tiles with procedural patterns, you now have all of this. And this is currently doing a 25% launch offer. McKinsey has recently released a new tool called the Loft Curve, and Loft Curve is one cool tool that allows you to create surfaces by simply using 2 or more profiles inside of Blender, more like what you have when modeling with knobs. And this allows you to create complex shapes and also deform those complex shapes easily by simply using the curved handles to do all of that. This currently has a 35% off, but for those who like to get a 50% off, if you already own the Curve to Mesh tool by Mark Kingsnorth, then of course there is a coupon code that can offer you 50% of this particular tool. And with tools like this, you can now create nice looking geometries right inside of Blender. And it is quite interesting to see that a ton of things that he has here are very cool utility tools that you can use to start creating nice looking models inside of Blender. Following the success of iCity, which is a city generator add-on, the folks at iCity have recently released the iCity City Generator Cyberpunk Theme. And this is the same concept like what we have with the typical iCity. And the big difference here is this is more cyberpunk styled, and this comes with a complete collection of neon-soaked assets, dynamic holograms, and atmospheric effects for authentic sci-fi environments, as this simply allows you to create impressive and interesting looking cities pretty easily and quickly, from layouts to how the streets gets to be built, the buildings themselves, and various assets. This handles all of that. And the Cyberpunk Theme now also comes with a good number of asset library tools that you can now work with. So with this, you can now simply create the kind of scene that you like to go for, and you can just throw in a vehicle in there and start simulating. And this is currently doing a 50% offer for those who already own iCity. And speaking about the folks at iCity, they've also recently released the Icrowds, which is the crowd simulation tool for Blender. And again, this is also one of those cool tools that you will need to start adding crowds in your scene. Now, having the city generator and also having the crowd generator just simply makes bringing that city to life pretty quickly. This comes with some interesting tools that allows you to set up your character movement and dynamics without any hassle. So whether you're thinking about building a stream of characters walking around the scene, or possibly you like to control them by simply scattering them on grids, vertex points, and so on, you now have access to all of that. Impressively, you can change the outfits and customize individual characters how you choose. This will work super nicely with the human generator and of course with other crowd tools that I've mentioned on the channel before. So if you'd like to take a look at those ones, I'm also going to go ahead and link them in the description so you can check them out for yourself. And if you're into Styized Forest, then Cassie has just put together the Styized Forest, and this is having a 35% discount, and of course these add-on ships with a good number of stylized plant assets and ready to use forest presets, powered by geometry node under the hood, which makes it extremely flexible and easy for artists to actually start creating with. So if you've been thinking about a cool, nice and easy to use tool that you can use to paint, draw and create Styized Forest in your scene or on any surface, you can now come through and grab these for 35% off. In the same vein, Cassie is also offering the Quad Filler, which is a pretty cool tool that he has created for 60% off. So in case you're thinking about grabbing this is now available. TrueSky version 3 is now here, and this version now offers artists a 35% launch offer. And this gives you the planet scale scattering that you need to actually create that amazing looking lighting effect that you want for your overall scene, as you can simply go from street level to lunar orbit in one scene. This has a seamless range, and in terms of depth, this offers over 100 km layered volume depth that you can use. So whether you're thinking about lighting or even having clouds in your scene, the quality that you get out of the TrueSky version 3 is breathtaking, and this also provides you with cinematic night lighting, which is amazing. And contrary to various tools where you need to rely on lots of parameters to go from day to night scene, this offers one parameter that can transition your scene from night to daytime or from daytime to nighttime. And if you're into auroras, this offers aurora effect, and for any reason you would like to turn on location services to use that as a means of lighting your scene, this also supports that too. And like we mentioned earlier, you can throw in clouds in your scene, and this new version allows for multi-cloud layering. So whether you're thinking about simple lighting, complex lighting, or planetary body lighting with real-time camera effect, you do have an amazing tool that covers all of that. And right now, this is going for 35% off. And when it comes to lighting, Gobos allow us to add that extra realism to our scene, and having optimized procedural, looping and static Gobo lights brings a bit more flexibility on how you get to work with your Gobos, and that is where the Gobo Master version 2.1 comes in. And this lets you bring in real-time realistic looping shadows effects into your scene. With over 198 high-quality Gobos across 13 categories, you can now start throwing in those Gobos in your scene and getting amazing results. And these Gobos cuts across fences, forests, house objects, ivies, plant pots, plants, rain, shrubs, street object, procedural stuff, windows, tree loops, and also tree branches. And these gobos include animated, static, and looping gobo textures and effects that you can use, with a good number of parameters that gives you full control. This version of Gobo Master allows you to work with multi-layering system, which means you can now apply several gobos in your scene and use that to relight or even light your scene however you want. So whether you're thinking about working with static gobos, animated or looping gobos, or possibly you're just looking for something that you can use with multiple layers and have amazing control over the gobos, the Gobo Master version 2.1 is now here for 40% off, and at the same time they are also offering Blender artists a 25% off, which is an absolute steal. And of course, if you'd like to get these, I'm going to put links to this in the description alongside the coupon code. And for those that are thinking about building interesting scenes, then the Scene Enricher from Miyu is one amazing scene tool that I think creators will definitely like. So think about it as a tool that you can use to quickly add various scene elements to your scene with a single click. And this automatically uses geometry nodes to configure and quickly populate several stuff in your scene with one single click. At the same time, this ships with a randomized scene ambient occlusion effect, which is really good. It also ships with a particle effect, so just in case you like to throw in particles within your scene, you can easily do that. There is an attractor effect as well for those who like to move certain debris or move certain things to a part and leave the other parts free. For those who are thinking about adding webs, there's a spider web effect, which is also really beautiful, and there's a ton of other cool things that you can find with this. So if you're in the market and you're looking for a high quality tool that you can use to populate your scene with some assets that includes debris and also particles, then of course you can come through and check this one from Miyu, as it's doing a 40% offer. PermaBlend from Icrowds Studio is a one-click material blending add-on that allows you to dynamically create material blending between various objects in real time, as it generates seamless transition where objects are near each other automatically. And these can be super useful when it comes to creating very clean and non-destructive blending for materials, as this gives you a real-time feedback within the viewport and also works with both Eevee and Cycles depending on the rendering engine you like to work with. More so, this comes with some interesting parameters that you can use to fine-tune how the blending will be. And this is currently doing a 20% off, so just in case you like to grab that, you can simply come through and check it out. More so, the folks at Icrowds Studio are also doing some percentage off across most of the stuff that they have on their storefront, from Fonte 2, which is a nice tool for anyone that is thinking about creating dynamic 3D text inside of Blender. This is an amazing one with the version 2 just announced, and this is also going for 20% off. The Iris add-on is also going for 20% off, and of course a ton of other add-ons that they have here are also going for 20% off. And for anyone that's thinking about rendering quickly and easily with Blender, they may want to consider taking a look at the Turbo Tools X, and this is from 3D Illusion. So the idea behind this tool is for you to be able to render faster in Blender and preserve quality as much as possible. As you can tell from an image like this, that we have the standard render and you can see what the denoising does, and with the Turbo Tool X you will notice that we have the skin texture preserved alongside the metallic graphics, and this tool is currently offering a 70% off for those who previously owned Turbo Tools version 4. And in case you're into Cycles and you're looking for a fast rendering tool that you can work with, or possibly you own the Turbo Tools version 4, you can now simply get this for 70% off. Tracegenius has just updated the Tracegenius tool to the Tracegenius Ultimate version 1.2, and this tool by default is one of the best tools when it comes to tracing several things in Blender. So if you've always wanted to trace a logo, a portrait, or literally anything in Blender, possibly you want to go from simple image to a bit more 3D depth-like image, then you can now use this and do stuff. This is totally different from the Tracegenius Pro that we had before. So if you like to explore what the comparison is, there is a list right here that can allow you to do all of that. And you can see that the Tracegenius Ultimate has more features and also offers more controls for creators, which is really good. So if you're into tracing, then you might want to consider taking a look at the Tracegenius Ultimate version 1.2 from Rosal Studios and get it going. 3D Onion Skinning from Cosmo Medias is an amazing Blender add-on, and this add-on is made specifically for animators. So if you're an animator and you're looking at how you can bring super productivity experience that can help you visualize your before and after frames of the model that you're animating, then of course this add-on is definitely going to help you get all of that done. with some interesting key features that allows you to simply bake and display frames before and afters, customize the frame colors and count, and of course with this you can analyze the timing and spacing of your animations easily. So for those who like to get this, you can simply come through and check out the 3D onion skinning tool from Cosmo Medias, especially if you're an animator. And of course, this would also work perfectly with the animation layer system from Tal-Heshkok. The folks at Polyheaven have recently updated the Polyheaven asset browser, and this now comes with 2000 plus 8K assets. And we already mentioned this before, as this is a tool that ships with both high quality CC0 HDRIs, assets, tools, and a lot more. And these assets that you have here are super high quality and captured from the real world. And now you can get this particular update for 75% off. So the folks at Superhive have put together a couple of cool bundles. Now with all of these bundles here, which you can definitely go ahead and check out, including that of the folks at Physical Addons, down here we've got 3 new ones, and the 3 new ones has to do with a good number of things. First off, we've got the Blender Mega Mograph bundle, and this is doing a 35% off, and this cuts across the brand new motion graphic toolbox from Shotty, which is a beautiful tool that you can use for creating motion graphic style stuff inside of Blender, and you can actually control several things however you want. So when you're thinking about creating array, working with fall-offs, animating effects, that motion graphic style stuff that you need when working in Cinema 4D, especially when you're working with cloners and effectors, then you have that right here. We also have the Real-Time Material 2.0 from Ducky 3D, Intro to Motion Graphics Blender course, Dynamic VFX Element Asset Pack from Shotty as well, which is also very cool. This is a production-ready library of real simulated fire, smoke, electricity, sparks, all of that. And of course, we've got the crafty assets. So this bundle is currently available. More so, there's also a new bundle that has to do with Super Weapon Pack. And of course, this is currently offering a ton of weapons, just in case, you know, you like to purchase any of these. Maybe there are certain assets that you want to work with. You do have them. If you're into creating military styled games, animation or games, then these will come in very handy. So these are very nice add-ons and also asset packs that you can find in here, and all of these are now available. Shotty has also put together a Shotty pick, and this of course also comes with some very cool stuff from Bone Dynamics Pro, which is pretty impressive for anyone that is thinking about doing bone collision, physics-based collisions with your bones. This is an amazing one. We've already talked about this one on the channel before. Then we've got the clean panels, which is pretty good. We've got some tools from the folks at Blast Frame as well, which are very nice. We also have the droplet generator, which is also really cool. Most of these are really, really good stuff. You can't go wrong with it. Smiles product is also available, and Smiles is doing a 40% on this individual product if you like to get it. We've got the Retouple Flow version 4 as well. And we have a ton of other things too. So if you're into bundles and you're looking for a bundle that you can get, then by all means you can come through and check out these bundles, as they are well packed together and they'll be offering more discounts on the go. And if coupons are something that you're into, then we've got a massive amount of coupons that you can now grab. So whether you're looking for 20%, 30%, 35%, 70%, there is a huge list of coupons right now that you can grab. And you might also notice that some of the add-ons that are currently available that are pretty new, they now have coupons. So of course, not all of them are listed right here, but of course you can see a good number of them. And speaking about percentage off, we previously mentioned about Smiles. So Smiles is also offering percentage off on a number of things on his storefront. So if you like to get the Sky Plus for creating procedural realistic skies, you can actually get this one for 40% off. The procedural IAS Light node is also going for 40% off. You might also find the Gobo Plus, which is a nice Gobo tool as well. The Shader Plus is also doing a 40% off. And of course, the Underwater Caustic Shader is doing a 40% off as well. And speaking about percentage off, let's talk about the 50% off that is currently happening with this brand new add-on called the SuperTabs. And SuperTabs is an M panel controller that allows you to easily manage your M panels. So we already know that we've got like a ton of things happening with an M panel, from add-ons and stuff like that being piled up there. This add-on makes it very easy for you to organize your N panel and make them look even better, as it lets you create tab groups and categorize various frequently used add-ons into those tabs and use them whenever you want, making it easier for you to arrange and organize your add-ons easily. This add-on itself is currently available and is doing a 50% launch offer for those who like to get it. Toolbox have recently released Portal, and Portal is an interesting add-on for anyone that's thinking about creating imaginary portals or maybe portals for their scenes. If you've always wanted to make the Doctor Strange portal effect where you can easily teleport any mesh from one part of your scene to the next part of your scene, then instead of thinking about multiple ways of animating this, you can now use this portal tool to make that transportation pretty easy. Of course, there's a lot of use cases with this, and it's quite interesting to see that we now have an add-on that actually makes that happen. And for sure, if you're thinking about maybe using this with the real world, then the camera tracker would work perfectly with that, as the camera tracker version 4 from CG Matters is now available. And this now comes with a lot of things. This add-on is currently available for both Windows and Mac, and you can use this to do a ton of things when it comes to how you can track your shots and combine CG elements into them, as this supports variable zoom, longer shots, object tracking, actor automation, and so on. This can also allow you to undistort distorted clips, which can come in very handy for lots of shots. So if you're looking for a camera tracker, then you can come through and check this one out. CG Matter has actually bundled all of these into an add-on called Genie. And so instead of purchasing these one after the other, I will suggest that you just purchase the Genie add-on, as it's going to save you a whole lot. So all of these add-ons are right here inside the Genie add-on, and getting them as a bundle might cost you quite lesser than buying them one after the other. And switching gears a bit, if you're into sculpting and you like working with brushes, then the 200 plus brushes from VK Game Dev might just be it, because this is an amazing one that offers a free tier as well. The 200 plus brushes are basically skin wrinkles that you can use to add fine wrinkles to your character. And this comes with brushes for both ZBrush and also Blender. And with this, you can add wrinkles, folds, and micro details onto the model, depending on what you're trying to make. VK Game Dev have also released a good number of brushes before, which are quite useful. So if you're into brushes, then you might want to consider checking these ones out and see all of the things that VK Game Dev have put together. So this is it. There's a ton of things that are currently available right now, and I'm going to link them in the description alongside your coupon code so that you can go ahead and check them out. Tell me what you guys think about this one in the comment section, and until I see you guys in the next one, peace.